Four words, everybody. Adventures in Game Chasing, otherwise known as the Game Chasers movie. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my 100% spoiler-free thoughts on the Game Chasers movie. And this video is going to be a little bit different than any video that I've ever done on the channel because there's going to be no fancy editing, no cuts, no trims, no fancy camera. I'm just sitting in front of my phone in an Airbnb and I'm giving you my raw thoughts, unscripted, about the Game Chasers movie. Now first, let's go over a little bit of background for those of you who may not be familiar. So who are the Game Chasers? The Game Chasers is a YouTube channel that is sort of like American Pickers except for video games. They've been doing this for the last 10 years, and these guys go out all over Texas, all over the country, hell, sometimes even out of the country, searching for video games high and low and recording their experiences. They are one of the OG game hunting channels out there, very entertaining. And Billy, who runs the channel, has a background in filmmaking. He went to film school, and so he puts very high production values into his video, very excellent editing, to the point to where it feels like you're watching a TV show. It's really good stuff. For the few of you out there that have maybe never heard of the Game Chasers or never checked out any of their videos, I'm going to leave a link to their channel in the description down below. I highly encourage you to go watch one of their Game Chasers hunting videos so that you can get a pretty good idea of what they do. Now, back in 2019, Billy from the Game Chasers announced that they are going to make a movie. They had written a script and they wanted to make a movie, and they put that movie on Kickstarter to get funding, and it was successful. It was very successful. I was one of the higher backers for the Kickstarter project because I believed in Billy's vision, and their channel means so much to me as a collector. They've helped me out so much as far as learning how to negotiate people and find good deals. So I felt like, you know, they deserved my money, plus I believed in Billy's vision. Anyways, the Kickstarter was a successful. They shot the movie in late 2019. And I got to, because of the tier on the Kickstarter that I backed, I got to go to the movie set and hang out and help with the movie and even be an extra in a few scenes. And I'm not going to get into all the details, but it was a life-changing experience for me, which I've talked about on the channel a few times. Now, fast forward 2 years later, of course, it took a while for the movie to get done because of COVID, right? COVID delayed it, you know, because Billy had to do reshoots and he wanted to make sure that the movie was the best that it could possibly be. Well, it finally premiered last night on January 20th here in Texas for the cast and the crew, most of the Kickstarter backers, and then anyone else that wanted to purchase a ticket got to go watch the movie premiere last night. And that's where I actually got this shirt, and I have my movie ticket right here, Adventures in Game Chasing World Premiere. Now, what's the movie about for those of you who don't know? Well, first, let me start by saying this. And again, I apologize if I'm going all over the place. Like I said, this is a raw, unfiltered, unscripted, unedited video. So, it just comes with the territory of this kind of video, I suppose. So, I want to say this first. I'm not going to give any spoilers. This is going to be 100% spoiler-free. So, because of that, what I'm going to have to say is going to be very vague. But I don't want to spoil anything about the movie, not a single thing. I want you folks out there that are excited to watch it to go into it just like me, barely knowing anything, because it's going to be more enjoyable that way. Now, there is a trailer you can watch, which I will leave a link to in the description down below, and that will kind of give you a good idea of what the movie's about. Now, what I can tell you is what the movie's about, and essentially it is about Billy's character in the movie. When he was a kid, he received an NES as a gift from his grandpa. And now as an adult, he decides he wants to find that NES and play it. And so they set off on an adventure to find it, and hilarity ensues, and it goes from there. That's about all I could say. That is what has been revealed to you all about what the movie is about. Now, obviously, there's more to it than that, right? And it's great. It's great. It really is. So, what are my spoiler-free thoughts about Adventures in Game? This is one con for doing an unedited video, is I'm going to make mistakes that I can't edit out, but that's okay. That's okay. So, what are my thoughts on the movie? Well, let me just start by saying this. When I watch a movie, my number one goal, for me personally, and everybody's different, right? But for me personally, my number one goal when I watch a movie is to have fun and be entertained. Unless it's like a really dark drama, right? That's a little bit different. But for a movie like this, as long as I have fun and I'm entertained, I'm happy. And I'll say this, watching this movie, no joke, was the most fun and entertained that I have been watching a movie in a long time. I laughed all throughout the movie. I smiled all throughout the movie, and I was even touched by a few scenes in the movie. So I felt a wide range of emotions, and honestly, for me, it's hard for a comedy movie to make me laugh. It really is. And I laughed my ass off during this movie. There were so many funny scenes, and the beautiful thing about it is a lot of the funny scenes, it wasn't even necessarily Game Chasers comedy. It was comedy that even people that have never heard of the Game Chasers could enjoy. And that goes for the movie as well. This movie was written brilliantly in that it can both appeal to fans of the Game Chasers and appeal to people that have never heard of the Game Chasers, and even people that don't know anything about video games. This movie was written in such a way to appease the fans, but also reach a wider audience, and they did it brilliantly. They did it brilliantly. And it's very impressive because I can't imagine that that's very easy to do from a writing standpoint. And they pulled it off. They pulled it off. So what are some other things, some other vague, spoiler-free things that I could say about the movie? It moved at a very, very good pace. The pacing was perfect. The movie just kept progressing forward. The plot kept progressing forward. There weren't really any scenes that bogged the movie down. It went by fast. It went by fast. I think it was around maybe an hour and 40 minutes long. It went by fast because it just moved at a great pace. You're never going to be bored watching this movie. There's always something fun happening on the screen. And that's hard to do. And they pulled it off very, very well. So it's going to keep your attention. Also, there were a lot of legit actors and actresses in the movie that did, and they were fantastic. There's some really good acting in this movie that I think is going to surprise you. But not just from the seasoned actors and actresses. All of these guys in the movie that have no acting experience, no acting background, like Billy and Jay and Eric and Chief, and I'm sure there's more that I'm forgetting, Game Dave, Jim. There's so many people in this movie that don't have any acting experience, to my knowledge, and they killed it. They killed it. Like, I'll be honest, I was expecting the acting to be bad from these guys, but just because they have no experience. You know what I mean? It's not like a personal shot at them. I mean, they have no experience, but they really freaking surprised me. Like that, they sold it. They sold their acting. They sold their characters, and there was nothing distracting or pulling me out of the movie, and I was very surprised, very, very surprised. And I have to give a special shout out to Jim and Game Dave because they freaking killed it. Those guys killed it. Their characters were hilarious. All the characters were hilarious. The movie is just, it's a fun movie. You're going to smile when you watch this movie. It's wholesome. It's fun. You're going to laugh. You're going to smile. You might even shed a tear. Who knows? But it was awesome. And another thing, outside of the acting, is one thing that I don't know, you guys may not know, but I mean, even though this is a low budget, I guess you could call it an indie film, it doesn't feel like a low budget indie film. It feels like a big budget, quote unquote, actual Hollywood release movie. And that's because they hired an actual production company with a lot of experience, and they had a lot of people on the crew that were industry veterans that have worked on a multitude of big profile Hollywood projects and are very, very knowledgeable in the industry. And they use an amazing camera. They had a fantastic cinematographer, fantastic lighting, special effects, VFX, the whole 9 yards. And it all comes together to create a product that if I told you how much money they had for this movie, you'd be like, there's no way. There's no way they made this movie for that little bit of money. And they did. They pulled it off. And it's very impressive. The movie looks great. It sounds great. It has amazing special effects, even some freaking fantastic visual effects, VFX. It's very impressive. It's very, very impressive for a low-budget indie film to look, sound, and just the whole presentation be this good and this high quality. And I am just so freaking happy and proud of Billy and all the cast and the crew. And I just want to say a huge congratulations to them, because they did it. Billy did it. He had a dream, he pulled it off, and it was a success. And I'm so freaking happy. I'm so freaking proud of those guys. And man, there's just so much I could say about the movie, and there's so much I want to say about the movie. I feel like I'm rambling, and that's because this is an unedited video, but it is what it is. I wanted to share some of my raw, unfiltered thoughts with you guys. This is not a review by any stretch of the means, because I can't really give a review if I can't talk about certain aspects of the movie. So, you know, one day in the future, once the movie's been widely released to everybody and months have passed, I'll probably sit down and do an actual, you know, nitty-gritty, detailed review, because I feel like for Billy as a creator, it's important for him to know, you know, the details of how people feel about different aspects of the movie, what they liked, what they didn't like, all the granular details, because that's going to be important for Billy as a creator and the other guys involved in the movie to know, so that they can take that feedback and make, hopefully, the next movie, if there is a next movie, even better. So I hope you understand why I had to be vague. I don't want to spoil anything. And if you guys want to watch the movie, you will be able to hopefully soon. I don't know when the digital copy is going to release, but you can go to the IndieGoGo page and you can still purchase the digital copy for just $15. So I'm going to leave a link to the IndieGoGo page in the description down below. Please, I highly encourage you to go purchase that digital copy, because I'm sure that it will be releasing sometime in the near future. Billy hasn't announced when yet, so I don't know. But if you keep an eye on the Game Chasers movie Twitter, I'm sure that update will go out soon. So yeah, IndieGoGo page, link in the description down below. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. If you like the Game Chasers, if you like video games, hell, even if you don't know who the Game Chasers are, even if you don't necessarily know much about video games, which I don't know why you would be watching my channel, you're going to enjoy the movie. I promise you, you're going to enjoy the movie. It's fun, it's entertaining, you're going to laugh, you're going to smile. It's just a good time. So I've rambled for too long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different, you know, unedited, unscripted, uncut, that sort of thing. And if anybody is watching this that was at the premiere, please throw a comment down below letting my audience know what you thought about the movie as well, so that they know that it's not just me that loved this movie. Folks, that's all I have to say for now. I could say so much more, but this video would just go on forever. So I'm going to end it here. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you've backed the Kickstarter or the IndieGoGo and you're looking forward to seeing the movie, let me know in the comments down below. And let me know in the comments down below if I've convinced you to go to the IndieGoGo and purchase the movie. I would love to hear that as well. All right, everybody. I got to go eat some breakfast. Hope everybody has a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Keep playing games and having a good time. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Later.
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're freaking awesome. And if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, share it with your friends and family. Check out all the social media links in the description down below. And if you want to see more Retro Wolf 88 videos, here's a couple more for you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go play some more video games. Later.